What are you looking for in a new smart TV? 4K picture quality, high quality and immersive sound, a sleek design? All of those are givens, but only the new Roku Pro Series has all of those and the Roku streaming experience, an award-winning OS. Get fast, easy access to all your apps like iHeart, where you can stream all your favorite music, radio, and podcasts all day, and regular all-inclusive trips to Roku City. The new Roku Pro Series, a smart TV built by the streaming pros.
Wake your ass up, fool. Johnjay Rich. What's crack-a-lackin'? This is the big boss dog, Snoopy Deagle Double Jizzle. Bang, boom, what you gonna do? Johnjay. We're not talking about Ren 1010. We're not talking about Lassie. It's the one and only dog, y'all. The classy, sassy, big Snoop Deagle Double Jizzle. In your face to be, and in the place to be. And you're listening to Johnjay and Rich. Wake your ass up.
Johnjay and Rich. Our phone number is 877-937-1047. Call us right now because I want to get into free food. I want to get into free food that you weren't really expecting it, but you got free food. I'll tell you why. You can also text us. Text JJR and whatever's on your mind to 96893. Listen to this. There's a restaurant by my house that I used to go to all the time. It's in my area. It's in my bubble. It's not really by my house. Like I would never walk there, you know.
Yeah, you wouldn't get your steps there.
I could walk there. I would get my steps there because it's so far, but it's in my bubble. I used to go there all the time, but the guy that owned it, I think he owned it, was really mean looking and kind of grumpy. So I told Blake, my wife, I was like, I don't want to go here anymore. Although their food is really good. Their sandwiches are great. Cut to yesterday. Someone sends me a screenshot of their grease board, or what do you call like that whiteboard right there?
Right now.
And they write on there their specials and stuff. And someone said, if your initials are J and V, you get a free sandwich today.
Yeah. That's
I was
cool.
like, what the hell? Those are my initials. That's my son's initials, Jake. So I sent it to Jake, and I could not believe it because I feel like no one ever talks about J's and V's.
No, you don't really hear that.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably why they picked those initials, is because there's not very common names, J and V,
Yeah.
so you probably don't have to give enough. But actually, that sandwich shop just went viral on TikTok about 2 months ago because of the initial thing.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Well, I went there.
Yeah.
But Jake and I went, and I was like, do you guys need to see my ID? Because I am J and V. And she was, yeah, we need to see your ID. And I showed my ID, and I felt so like I won something. Like it was such a cool thing. And then I realized I'm trying not to eat bread. And I said, can I take this free sandwich into a salad? And they were like, anything on the menu.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So Jake showed his ID, and he got a sandwich, and I got this great salad, and I was all excited that I got free food.
Totally free?
Yeah, pretty wild, right?
Yeah, I would be pumped.
Yeah,
Right?
that's pretty
So then
massive.
I said to the lady, I go, so how does this work? She goes, well, last week we didn't think we'd get anybody, and it was like Q and E.
And they got a QE?
They got a Q and E, right? So
What first
Are they
name
just-
starts with Q?
Picking the letters that they
Okay.
think would get the least amount
I think so.
Probably.
Either way, I was very excited to get the free sandwich. And then it reminded me that, one of my other favorite restaurants, or one of my favorite, is Over Easy, and today is Fat Tuesday. Today's Fat Tuesday.
Indeed.
And today, they actually came up with a thing where they said, if you go to any Over Easy today, and there's 17 of them, you pick any of my top 5 faves, it's free. It's free today.
Oh, that's wild.
cool.
And it's also National Pancake Day. So like protein pancake, steak and eggs, the OG Wolf Pack, the 3 golden waffle dogs, and the fit chicken. It's free.
I know where I'm going after work.
It's
I know.
Today now, it's free if you say that I told you or you're listening to this or whatever, right? So it's free. So I thought that was very freaking cool.
They should be overrun.
Yeah, it's today.
Yeah, they should, especially because Over Easy has one of the best espresso martinis I've ever had in my entire life.
That is not in
Highly
the 5.
recommend.
That's not in the 5
I know,
things.
but if you go, you should go and get yourself one of the 5 things and then treat yourself to an espresso martini.
It would pair well, right?
It would.
Now, I don't know if that restaurant that I went to, that sandwich shop, is it for the week? Because no, I tried just for the day. They must run out of letters.
They got to keep it moving. Well, there's a lot of letters. There's a lot of combos.
There's a lot of
'Cause
letters.
To get to JV, I would think would be, that's a long way down the list of combos.
I'm so
would
glad
think.
someone sent me that because it was such a euphoric high to get a free salad. I can't explain
And
it.
was it good, too? Was it tasty?
Yeah, it was really good.
Did you ever get like roasted for your initials, like JV? Like if I knew you had JV, I would have been like, JV, you can't make varsity, bro. What's up with you?
No, never.
You never got slammed.
No.
Now I'm going to use that for the rest of your life.
Because I was varsity. Asia. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Morning. What's up?
So, one time, well, pretty recently, actually, I'm the new guy at my work, and I came in for a Saturday to help out. We did a couple of hours of work in the morning, and then my boss looks to me and says, all right, you're the new guy. And, of course, I'm nervous, like, brand new job, right? She says, pick what we're going to eat. Now, I didn't really know what to do, so I just said the most expensive place that I could think of as a joke, thinking, oh, she would ask someone else. And lo and behold, she's like, okay, yeah, we'll go. So we all went to lunch, and I got like a $40 plate, and that was really cool.
Oh, she didn't make you pay for everybody since you're the new guy? Because I would think that was the prank. You pick, but you pay for everybody.
They did say that. They were like, okay, so it's all on Asa. And I was like, oh, what? And then she was like, never mind, just kidding. Here's the card.
Oh, that's
that's
cool.
That's
That's
nice.
a cool job to do that.
Very cool, Asa. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, for sure. Have a good one, guys.
I mean, it's something different. When someone pays for it, it's different. Like, I don't know if it makes sense in my feelings. Like,
Oh, no, I get it.
I feel like I won a lottery or I won something because
Yeah.
of it. You know what I mean? Like a scavenger hunt, and I got it right.
I went to dinner actually with my girlfriends last night, and the waitress didn't make us pay for our beverages. They were just lemonades and Cokes, but we were like, what?
Exactly.
That's amazing. She's so nice.
Yeah,
That's a
great.
good
Dude,
service.
I'm still proud of this. I went to Chipotle down the street from my house for a year. I probably didn't pay for it. I'd go once a week, and there was a gay gentleman that worked there, and he thought I was gay. And so I'd go through the line, and I'd be real nice to him. And then at the end, he'd be like, oh, don't worry about it, honey. And I'd be like, sick. And then I'd go home, and then I would be like, all right, guys, I think everybody at Chipotle thinks I'm gay. And they did. And then all of a sudden he stopped working there, and I had to pay one time, and I was like, I'm never coming back to this Chipotle.
They're like, it's $6.
It's a rip-off.
Wait a minute, I'm gay.
Yeah, dude, but I'm gay.
Did I not get this free? Vanya, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I went this past weekend to Stellar 66, and it was their 1-year anniversary. So I went with my whole family, and our bill came out to around $125, and at the end of the meal, they gave us a $125 gift card to use the next time we went.
That's pretty awesome.
Cool.
I love that place. It was so good. Have you guys ever tried it before?
No.
Never heard of it. Stella 66?
I would. Yes, it's also Gilbert and Baseline in the same plaza as the Fries.
Okay. Is it kind of new?
A year, Rich.
It is. It's a year.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very good though.
Well,
I
thank
would really
you.
recommend it.
Thanks for letting us know. We'll have to check it out.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good morning.
You too. All right, so today's Fat Tuesday, which means you're supposed to give something up, right? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah.
Is that?
Well,
Isn't that
well,
Lent?
No, that's
Yeah.
tomorrow.
That
so
starts
today,
tomorrow.
the reason Fat Tuesday exists is so that you can overindulge
Yeah.
and tear it up and eat like a psychopath, and then tomorrow you give up something.
You give up something.
So tomorrow's Lent.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's Ash Wednesday tomorrow.
Not
It's
Ass
Ash
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I said Ash Wednesday.
It didn't sound like
I
it.
wish it was Ass Wednesday tomorrow. How do we start Ass Wednesday?
That follows Fat Tuesday. It makes sense to me.
I did not say that.
No, that's what I
You
heard.
said Ass
sounded like
Wednesday.
You need to go to church.
You get it whenever you want. You get it wherever you want.
Oh my god.
So tomorrow,
Oh, what
come on, girls.
are we doing tomorrow?
It's Ass Wednesday. I'm gonna pitch that to Blake.
How did
I'm gonna text Blake right now. Don't forget tomorrow's Ass Wednesday.
I grow up in the
ready.
church and never have heard that before.
Be ready for
I heard it on the radio. Peyton said it.
Liz, all of a sudden out of nowhere. Stop right now. I'm about to go and say my prayers.
Oh man! All right, Kyle, what's coming up with 3 things you need to know?
I'll tell you why your tattoos may be dangerous next with Johnjay and Rich.
Woke up with a new day. Johnjay and Rich are live on the free iHeartRadio app.
I was just reading this article, or this quick little tiny, I don't know what you call it, piece of advice, if you will, about being a good friend. And I feel bad because it says, science says a 12-minute walk with a friend can change your whole way of thinking. To any of my friends going through a hard week, a hard month, or a hard life, I always have 12 minutes for you. And I posted that on my Twitter, but I didn't want to post it on my Facebook because I didn't want any friends to reach me out and say, can you give me 12 minutes? Isn't that sad? That makes me a bad friend. Like, I don't want to do it. Like, I think this is a great phrase and really important, but don't reach out to me.
I mean, always have 12 minutes for you. Maybe at one time in your life, I got 12 minutes for you. You get one shot.
Kyle, what are 3 things we need to know?
This was actually very surprising, but they've been doing research on tattoos because so many people have so many tattoos now. And researchers actually found signs that tattoo ink may increase your risk of skin and lymphoma cancers. They found because tattoo ink sort of accumulates in the lymph nodes, they're particularly concerned that it may trigger chronic inflammation, which over time could lead to abnormal cell growth and increased risk of cancer. Probably still need to do a little bit more research on it, but it's like one of those things like the more you know, right? If you ever catch yourself talking to yourself, don't be embarrassed. Turns out it's actually a very good thing and you should not stop. Talking out loud helps you focus and learn tricky stuff. It also pumps you up and boosts your performance after or before a big task, gets you ready for it. They say, here's a way to enhance the talking to yourself. Either call yourself by your name or say you, as if you're talking to yourself. Here's what you need to do. You're going to kick some butt. This presentation's going to be awesome.
I like that. Anytime I have a meltdown and I'm crying, I go and look in the mirror and I'm like, you are better than this. Stop crying. Get off your ass. That's totally how I am. So I love it.
See, there's a difference. I don't think I talk to myself, but I'll be alone and I will be talking out loud.
Sometimes
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not saying, Johnjay, you can have a great day today.
I know, but that's what they're saying. That's how you can enhance it.
Because I think talking to yourself like that is
like
weird.
Peyton's talking
in
about?
first person.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like if you say, if you're looking in the mirror and you're like, you, I think that's different than saying, Peyton Whitmore, da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, that. I feel like that would be weird. Talking in first person, I think, is weird.
I had a stalker for a while. You guys know Stalker Sean?
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, he followed me to the beach in San Diego. I didn't know this. And he filmed me while I was walking on the beach. And then when he posted it, and someone sent me the link, I'm talking. I'm all by myself, and I'm moving my hands. And I'm talking.
Not on the phone.
And I'm not on the phone, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell's wrong with me? It sticks with me to this day. Anyway, maybe I'll post it. Anyway.
So we just had the Oscars Sunday night, and I love what McDonald's has done. They just dropped their latest commercial, which spotlights Oscar-nominated actors' go-to breakfast items. So they spotlight for Coleman Domingo. They say it's a classic McDonald's breakfast. Best Actor nominee orders the Egg McMuffin meal with bottled water, strawberry jelly, ketchup, and strawberry banana smoothie. Julia Fox has a morning sweet tooth. She orders hot cakes with a whopping 10 syrup packets and a hot chocolate with extra whipped cream. Kieran Culkin just keeps it simple. Just a small Coke for breakfast.
Is he in the commercial?
I think it's their orders. I haven't actually seen it, but I just saw the headline. I'm like, oh, this is pretty amazing.
Because getting
for
Kieran
McDonald's
Culkin in a McDonald's commercial after winning an Academy Awards. But Julia Fox, is she an Academy Award winner?
I don't know. She was at the Oscars, so I think she was maybe nominated for something. Her dress was like, what?
Right. I was like, ew.
It was like hair covering.
It was gross.
It was like from her hair, and it was covering the private areas. It was
yeah, not cute.
It was very Julia Fox, though. I mean, it's very on brand for her. And that's 3 things you need to know.
Horoscope time. Peyton, what's the vibe today?
I'm telling you, your sign's toxic work habit.
Lauren, good morning. What's your sign?
How about Pisces?
Pisces. Okay, just like Rich, Pisces. The work crisis magnet, that's your toxic work habit. Every day, something dramatic happens to you. Your password forgotten. Your coffee spilled. Your Wi-Fi not working. You spend half of your day lost in a daydream and the other half watching cute puppy videos instead of responding to emails. Somehow, though, people can't stay mad at you and you are the favorite in the office.
We win, Lauren.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Cassie, good morning. What's your sign?
Gemini.
Okay, so Gemini, your toxic work habit is you are the meeting hijacker. Meetings are basically your personal TED Talk. You somehow turn a 5-minute check-in into a 45-minute deep dive, jumping from topic to topic like you're hosting a podcast. Just to piggyback off of that is your favorite phase or favorite phrase, and your coworkers know that when you say that, their lunch break just got delayed 20 minutes longer.
That's funny. Thank you.
Thanks, Cassie. Thomas, good morning.
Good morning. I'm an Aries.
Okay, Aries, your sign's toxic work habit, you are the reply all menace. You don't just reply to emails, you reply all with a fiery passion. Do you actually read the full email before responding? Absolutely not. But does that stop you from sending a strongly worded message in all caps, letting the entire office know exactly how you feel? Absolutely.
Yes, that's like 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Thank you
Stop
for
that. Don't reply all. Nobody needs to ever reply all.
Hey, Jen, what's your sign?
Aquarius.
Okay, Jen, the Aquarius, your toxic work habit is you are the 2 a.m. emailer. You operate on your own schedule, which means you'll send an email at 2 a.m. like it's totally normal. Your ideas are wild, but somehow genius, and you always find loopholes in company rules. You also completely ignore the dress code, but somehow HR just lets it slide.
That's so true. I love it. Thank you.
Thanks, Jen. What up, Mike?
What's up? Good morning, everybody. This is Mike once again, and I'm rolling with the Virgos.
Virgo, just like Johnjay, you guys are the passive-aggressive Post-it note bandit. You cannot not correct people when they do things inefficiently. If someone isn't organized, it physically pains you. You've left at least one passive-aggressive Post-it note in the kitchen saying something like, please remember the coffee pot does not refill itself, winky face. Also, if somebody messes up a shared Google Doc, it's going to haunt you for weeks.
That's awesome. Awesome. Straight on the point right there.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Have a
Mike.
blessed day.
Hi.
Sabrina, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your sign?
I'm a Leo, like Peyton.
Yes. Okay, Leos, our toxic work habit is we are the CEO, but not really. We might not have a manager in our title, but we act like we run the place. Your desk is decorated like it's a shrine to you with framed photos, awards, even if they're self-given, and at least one mirror so you can check yourself out before all your meetings. And I've just got to say, I definitely have a little shrine in my office of like a corner of all the pictures of all the things that I do.
Totally. If I had a desk, that would work, but I work in an ER on a computer on wheels.
Oh, but you probably run the place too, though.
Definitely.
Thanks, Sabrina.
Thank you. Have a good day.
How about Libras?
Libra, Kyle, you are the office social butterfly. You show up to work, but do you actually work? That's up for debate sometimes. The first hour of your day is spent settling in, and the next hour is making coffee and chatting, and before you know it, it's lunch. You have a work bestie that you do everything with, and if you're not gossiping by the printer, are you even at work?
Okay.
We all do dumb things. Sometimes when we do them, we're little kids. Other times we're drunk adults. And it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday and John just got a game for you.
I'm going to tell you that these people did some dumb things. You have to guess whether they're a drunk kid or little adult.
What?
Or the other way around.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Little kid or drunk adult?
I took a dump on a stranger's random boat.
Ew.
Drunk adult.
The way you have little kid, I guess.
Little
Even
kid.
though I really think drunk adult.
So why don't you just really say drunk adult?
Well, because I wanted to be different.
Okay.
I was a drunk adult. I got extremely hammered at Sailfish Marina. I had to take the biggest dump, but I didn't want to go to the restaurant because my ex was there. So I climbed on some random person's empty dark boat, and I was so drunk I couldn't find a bathroom, so I dropped the deuce right on the floor of the boat. Then I bounced out.
Why does he have to talk like that?
Yeah, he seems like a terrible human.
Makes you want to be like, okay,
Yeah,
goodbye.
you're gross.
Isn't it interesting, though? He didn't want to go into the restaurant because his ex was in there. Like, should see you go be in the bathroom for 20 minutes, and then she knows I'm pooping. Okay, little kid or drunk adult?
I threw a jar of mayonnaise like a football to someone across 4 aisles in Publix.
Peyton?
Little kid.
It's got to be drunk adult. Can a little kid throw that far?
I was a little kid. I was shopping with my mom and older brother, and my mom asked us to go get a jar of mayonnaise. We decided let's make a game out of it. We played a little football, and I threw the jar 4 aisles away when he said, throw the mayo, I'm open. I heard him screaming out. I threw it. It fell very short, smashed on the ground.
Ooh.
We ran away. We never told anyone, didn't get in trouble. So I hope mom's not listening to this right now.
Oh my gosh, and mayonnaise is so inconvenient to
tough.
drop.
It's the
It's so
toughest.
greasy.
I love these, the boys. Throw the mayo, I'm open. Okay, little kid or drunk adult?
I jumped in a pool with a dress on because I thought I saw a Louis Vuitton bag.
Drunk adult.
Kyle?
Yeah, drunk adult.
Yeah, got to be drunk adult.
I was a drunk adult, and it wasn't a Louis bag. It was a coconut.
I would do the same thing.
Imagine. Oh, that's funny. That's my fun little game. Little kid, drunk adult.
Tuesday and John just got a game for you.
Rich, what do you got coming up in Life Hacks today?
There is a hack, and it's pretty easy, to raising your baby as a genius.
We also got second date update in less than 20 minutes. Stacks and Hacks is coming up next with Johnjay and Rich.
Hey, better wake up. Wake up. Listen now. On the radio.
Johnjay and Rich wake you up.
Time for Stacks and Hacks. I have stacks of information. Rich has live hacks of information. I go over things that are going to stick with you throughout the day. TikTok claims that feeding your baby a spoonful of butter will help them sleep through the night. Experts say it's nonsense, even dangerous. Butter isn't good for babies. Cops in Oklahoma released audio of a little kid that called 911 and asked for emergency donuts. What happened was the parents gave the kid an old phone to play with, but it still had that emergency thing.
Oh.
And it's pretty cute, you guys. It's cute. Listen.
Donuts. I want donuts. What is this donut? Yes, of course. What is this donut? Can you tell me what kind of donuts you have? Do you have blueberry donuts? An emergency?
Anyway, cops showed up. Everything's fine.
Did they bring donuts?
I think they did the next day.
That's
they
pretty
brought-
awesome.
Yeah.
In a new poll, 24% of people say they pee in the shower regularly. 12% say they do it a few times a week.
Wait, how many say they do it in the shower?
24% say
That's
they
too
do it
low.
regularly.
Yeah, that's low. More
I know
people
some
do it.
people are
I think
lying.
people are lying. Yeah.
Happy Unique Names Day. Social Security Administration lists the top 1,000 most common names per year. So if you're way down on that list, you probably have a unique name. The 1,000th name for boys on the list is Hollis. For girls, it's Ailani. Today is Mardi Gras, which is French for Fat Tuesday. Candy sales topped $54 billion in the United States last year. $28 billion in chocolate, $22 billion in non-chocolate, $4 billion in gum.
I feel like there's more versions of candy out right now than ever before.
I just got some lemonade flavored Sour Patch Kids, and they are so good. It's like raspberry lemonade, strawberry lemonade. I got them at the gas station.
You know who's got the strong candy game? You would think like a convenience store, but Walgreens, legit candy
I'm sure,
aisles.
yeah.
Someone paid $88,000 for a Cheeto that looks like a Pokemon. And I know these Pokemons are the biggest thing in the world right now. My son is completely obsessed with them. But for a Cheeto? Crazy. Guess who the highest paid actors of 2024 are?
Zendaya.
Kieran Culkin.
Zendaya and Kieran Culkin are not in the top 20.
Tom Cruise.
We have Mission Impossible.
Tom
Chalamet.
Cruise is not in the top 20.
Pedro Pascal.
Ariana Grande.
Not in the top 20.
What? Who are these people?
Well, Scarlett Johansson is 19, Jake Gyllenhaal 18, Denzel Washington, John Cena, Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg, Channing Tatum, Will Smith, Adam Sandler did $26 million last year. Nicole Kidman did $31 million, George Clooney $31 million, Brad Pitt $32 million, Hugh Jackman $50 million, Jerry Seinfeld $60 million, Kevin Hart $81 million, Ryan Reynolds made $85 million. The Rock made $88 million. He is the number one highest paid actor.
What else did he do? Other than Moana, too?
Well, that's all you need.
Oh, okay.
And maybe it also, is it like their brands and stuff like that? Maybe too? Just
Maybe.
how much
It's
they
just,
earn?
We talk about this a lot. Kyle and I share TV ideas like, hey, you need to watch this show. Just give it 4 episodes, right? So now IMDb did a whole thing on how many episodes you should give certain shows to watch.
Before you bail.
Yeah. But the problem is these are all shows that are already out. I like that for new shows.
Yeah.
But they say for Breaking Bad, you got to give it 6 episodes before you're in. I think you're in sooner than that. Friends, they say you need to give it 7 episodes before you're in. South Park, 8. Seinfeld, 16. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, 6. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You got to give it 8 episodes. But those are shows that are you know what I mean? They should. I bet you it's going to go that way with Netflix. They're going to be because they're always looking for new stuff to do, right? They're going to probably say Running Point,
Binge Point,
2 episodes.
Yeah. This is when you're
name.
binged at 2.
Yeah. What do you have for life hacks, Rich?
If you would like to have your child be a genius, This is the easiest way to do it. I think this is actually great. They say, and I think a lot of people do this anyway, but when you're letting your kids watch TV, experts say leave the subtitles on. In fact, you might even switch up the languages a little bit because as they learn to read and watch the TV, they will pick up how to spell and they will pick up how to speak, and you can switch it. I don't know if you want them to learn French, switch it to French, and then they will become geniuses. But reading faster when you watch TV is a thing that they say actually happens. They'll be ahead in their reading too. Kind of cool,
Smart.
right?
Love it.
Yeah.
Peyton, you're going to have a baby someday soon. Remember that.
I mean, I always watch TV with captions on anyway,
Yeah,
so
my
that'll
kids
just
do.
be natural.
My kids
Love
do
that.
because they talk so much when the TV show's on. I'm like, turn on the captions so when you guys are mouthing over here, I can hear what's going on. Anyway, that life hack and many more can be found at johnjayandrich.com.
A woman in England caught her husband of 17 years and the father of their 4 children cheating in the back of his dad's work van. She posted the entire 2.5-minute video online. His pants are down through the whole thing, but there's no actual nudity. His shirt is over it. I watched the whole video, and when they say back of the van, it's like a work van. Like there's a compressor in there. There's like, tools there's a thick accent, English accent, but check this just visually, and then think about it. And her kids, by the way, the mom, she got out of her car, and her kids are in her car. So she gets out with the camera and puts it all on Facebook.
There you go, look.
We done.
Get the Warren back at van.
We're done.
Go on.
We're done.
Go on.
We're done.
Enjoy it. You watch this going all over Facebook's in the back of his dad's van. Cheating on me. He's married for 17 years, but last New Year with some bag.
No, it's not right.
No, go on, carry on. You want a show, you can have a show.
All right, it's over. It's over.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
What's over? You and her. This is going on Facebook. You watch.
Put the phone.
No.
You've got
No.
the phone.
No. No.
The kids are in that car.
So, yeah, exactly. Your kids are in that car. Our kids are in that car.
Can you just put the phone away?
No.
please?
You need to put your pants up.
How embarrassing.
Good
She sounds
Lord.
like baby reindeer.
Wow, she does.
Must be a part of England where they speak like that because it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But can you imagine that, man? That's so
Wild.
crazy.
It's sad,
It's just sad
actually.
that the kids are like right there. Like,
Yeah.
Time and place.
Well, that's
right?
going to be a problem later, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's get an update on Kyle's New Year's resolution.
Woohoo!
Right? Like, who's talking about New Year's resolutions right now? Me.
Right.
Me.
Right.
I am. Because I have not dropped my New Year's resolution. In fact, I think I'm kicking its butt.
Yeah.
So remember how I shared with you my main resolution was decluttering. Like decluttering the main areas of my house that just drive me insane. So I started off with a list and I took one area of the house for each month of the year. Just because it's like very overwhelming if you didn't do that. So January, I focused on my closet. I did that. February, my little craft area. And March, the goal was our garage, which was a big, giant task.
Yeah, that sounds like that's way cluttered.
Guess what, Richard?
What?
It's not anymore.
Already?
Check it off the list. It's
Already?
the first week of March, and I am done.
Really?
Okay, so do you give yourself like the break for the rest of the month of March and then you go into May? Or are you going to start on your May task now?
There's a month in
Or
the middle
like a
there.
couple-
I wouldn't skip April, but yeah.
Oh, sorry,
No,
April.
that's okay. I knew what you're
Yeah.
talking about. But I think, I think I'm going to stick with it. Like one a month is
Okay.
doable, and I feel like I'm on a roll. So I'm going to just say I'm good for now the month of March. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the year because now every time I get home and I drive into my garage, it's like all clean and organized.
It's kind of amazing.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, you guys, this is the best New Year's resolution ever because it's March and I'm still rolling on it.
I thought Peyton was going to be like, no, well, in my family, we don't do resolutions in April. What?
Oh, just because I missed the month of April?
Right. Because I thought that was like, oh, my, that must be just a gimme in her family. Oh,
I feel
April's
like
off
my
limits.
brain is like still loading this morning. Like I'm still on my first cup of coffee, so please bear with
It's
me.
okay. I knew what you meant.
What room has been the hardest so far? Or
My
what
closet.
area? Oh, so once you
I think
kick
that's
that,
why I picked it first
Yeah.
because it was the most overwhelming and it needed the most decluttering.
I don't know how you do that without help because, to me, if you live there, then you're used to the chaos. You need somebody else to come in and go, this is ridiculous. Move all this over here.
But I did like the Marie Kondo where I literally took every hanger off, every hanger off of the hanger thing, whatever holds them. And I was like, does this bring me joy? And if not, it was gone.
You know, along those lines, so my garage is a mess and my closet is a mess. And I think I told you guys yesterday, I took all these hoodies out of the trunk of my car. I was counting them yesterday because they were piled up in the garage. And I stopped counting at 30. There were 30 of them piled up, right? And so I cut the pile in half and I moved it. And then I thought to myself, I remember back in the day when Kurt Warner was on Dancing with the Stars, I was at his house one time, and these people came for his wardrobe. They're like, "What do you think about this?" And they wheeled in, and I've seen it now in like TV shows. It's like a portable closet hanger. You ever seen that?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I thought I should get one of those and put it in my closet because I put it in my garage because the hoodies that I have, I wear because it's cold outside and it's cold in here. But when I leave, it's not cold, right? So I thought, what if I just had the hanging thing in my garage? So I said to my wife last night, I give her this whole explanation. She goes, "What are we, the Clampets?" The Clampets are like, the Beverly Hillbillies, like these hillbillies. I go, I didn't know that was a hillbilly. I thought that was functional.
Yeah.
But she was all against it, and I was kind of bummed out about it.
Really?
It was a great thing.
You
Yeah.
can go on Amazon and get one of those for like $20.
I didn't say it was hard to get.
Yeah.
Don't know if she's going to not like it in our garage.
Do you guys have those cupboards in your garage, like on the walls?
Yeah.
Maybe if you clear out one of those cupboards and then put a hanging rack up there, you can just use it so it's tucked away.
Yeah.
So it actually looks like a closet.
Wait a
It's
minute.
not
There
just
might be a hanging
That's
rack in
genius.
there
There
already.
probably is, yeah.
Done.
I gotta open those doors. Wait a tick. Well, when you said who's talking about resolutions, well, check this out. I still am because mine is 10,000 steps a day. So
And you're still doing it every day. Have you ever missed a day yet?
Well, when I first started this resolution about 10,000 steps a day, my thought was, I'm going to have one day, it'd be Sunday, where if I don't hit 10,000 steps, it's okay. Right?
I think giving yourself one day of grace is perfectly
So my goal is 6 days a week to get at least 10,000 steps. But what happened was one of the first Sundays, just all by itself on its own, I hit 10,000 steps on Sunday. And I was like, dang. So now I've never gone below 10,000 steps. So even though I allow myself the day to not get 10,000 steps, I've been crushing it ever since. Not crushing it.
Well, that's pretty
yesterday
amazing.
I was like at 10,200 steps.
I think reaching your goal should be considered crushing.
For sure.
But then, so with 6 days, I've been hitting 7 days. And then I still have that one resolution from 2 years ago where I never turned down water. And that's really frustrating.
What do you mean? How is that
People offer
frustrating?
me water all the time.
But you carry around a big giant jug of water.
Which is
and you
why I
still
want to say
accept
no.
the water?
Yes.
Like, just hold
I'm
two
holding
water?
my water, and someone goes, "Do you like some water?" I'm like, "No, thanks." And I go, "Oh, yes."
And then you just take the water bottle and put it in your water bottle?
No, I just chug theirs right in front of me.
Okay.
I just chug it as
Because
fast
you
as I
want to
can.
show that you appreciate them getting you water.
Well, actually, it has nothing to do with them. It's just with my stupid resolution I made. It's very, very, very difficult. By the way, I got to tell you something that happened in my house yesterday. And I think of Kyle because I know Kyle's done this. And I don't know if Peyton's done this or not. But yesterday, we're eating dinner. It's my son, Dutch. It's my wife, Blake, and my oldest son, Jake. And Dutch says casually to his mom. Now, Dutch somehow has access to credit cards and Venmo and all this stuff. Dutch says to Blake, by the way, you're going to see a $900 deduction in your Venmo account. Oh. But don't worry, it's going to be paid back very soon. Just don't get alarmed. She's like, what are you talking about? So it's his spring break next week, and he's going somewhere with some friends. And apparently, he didn't tell his mom this. He told me this, and I actually said, if you're going to do this, don't tell your mom. But he's going skydiving.
How fun!
Right, how fun. My wife went through the roof.
I bet.
Oh, because she'd be so worried.
Worried, and also, I'm not going to pay for the skydiving thing. Like,
Right.
I don't want to go I said, if you're going to go skydiving, don't tell us about it. Just send us the picture after you do it.
Right.
And
That's
I said,
what I did with my parents
that's what
when
you did
I
again.
went skydiving. It's like I didn't tell either one of my parents. I called them right afterwards. I was like, guess what I just did?
That's what
and
I
they
did.
were both really mad,
Yeah.
but like excited that I was still alive.
You did it. You did it. Now you'll never
Yeah.
do it again.
Yeah.
And he was like, do you want to come with us? I was like, no, I don't. He goes, why not? And I said, because I know for a fact I weigh too much. I don't know if I do, but I'm just going to go with that. There was a point in my life where I was willing to jump out of an airplane to do it, but not anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. But anyway, so she's through the roof. You can't go skydiving and all this stuff. And I'm just like, dude, I told you, don't tell her. So, and then I said, or she can read about it in the news.
Oh, no.
So then they start doing all these. Then my Jake and Dutch and Blake start Googling that only 10 people a year die on skydiving.
That seems like a lot.
Only 10.
It does seem kind of like a lot.
I guess that's not a lot. I mean, you think about how many people die in car accidents, how many people die in other things.
Okay.
Yeah, but like you're voluntary jumping out of an airplane. Like
Right.
I don't know if I would ever really want to go skydiving. I don't know if that's something that would ever interest me. Maybe if I was at like a really low point in my life and I needed to feel alive again, maybe I would jump out.
Well,
of the plane.
I made up this theory years ago. This is just my own theory, that if you can skydive, if you can jump out of an airplane, and when you land safely, I think there's nothing in your life you can't do. That's what I
actually
think.
fair.
That's what I think.
If you got the cojones to pull that off,
you can do anything.
Walking into a meeting's not going to mess
You
you
can
up.
get up on stage and talk. You can
that's
go
true.
and fall in front of people. You can do whatever.
That's true.
Whatever.
Jumped out of a perfectly good plane.
And that's you, Kyle.
Well, it was honestly probably the biggest rush I ever felt.
Really?
That's what I figured.
Yeah. I will say this. Like, if you are considering going, wear something over your nose because the air's really cold up there. It was like, that was all I could think about. Right when we jumped out of the plane, the cold air going in my nose, I'm like, it's freezing. I don't know. And I wasn't even focused on falling out of the air.
You're like, my nose. Do you have... Tell the guy behind you. Do you have some sort of a scarf or something? My nose is cold. Then you land.
Yeah. But it was awesome.
I told my son Jake, because Jake was like, I want to go, but his spring break is different. His spring break is the week after. And I go, look, play your cards right, or whatever happens. You might be an only child.
What happened to Kemp?
Kemp's going with him.
Oh, he is?
They're both going.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
They're both going, yeah.
So not only did he Dutch tell on himself, but he also told on Kemp.
Yeah, so Blake calls Kemp on speakerphone and says, what is it, you guys are going skydiving? And he goes, oh, that stupid kid. All right, we're going to switch gears. We're getting ready for second date update. Gabriel, give us a little bit about what's going on with you.
Man, I would love to get an update on my second date, but the problem is the first date never even happened.
Oh, sounds interesting. Second date update starts next with Johnjay and Rich.
It was supposed to be the start of a beautiful relationship, but somebody screwed it all up. Second date update right now with Johnjay and Rich.
It's Johnjay and Rich. It's time for second date update. We're going to talk to Gabriel. He went on a date with Selma, and apparently it's not going well. He's not getting a call back, or what exactly is happening, Gabriel? She's not texting you back, or what?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't really get it. I mean, I met this girl a while back. We hit it off. We had a great conversation, and I asked her out. She said yes. We made plans. Everything seemed solid. But then, the day of the date, nothing. No text, no call, just straight up ghosted me. I mean, I waited kind of thinking maybe something came up. Maybe she never, I don't know. The emergencies happened, but she never reached out after either. And it's kind of been driving me crazy because I really liked her,
So you had the date. You went on the date.
No, we never went on a date. That's the thing.
Oh,
we set everything up, and we never even went on a date.
First date update.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, was it something I said? Did she change her mind? Look, I just want to know why. If she wasn't into it, fine, but at least say something. Like, I keep running through our conversations, and I swear there's no red flags. It's like, 1 minute we're making plans, and the next, I don't exist.
Well, so what are we talking? FaceTime, text, what?
Not really so much FaceTime. I mean, we were definitely texting and phone call conversations, and again, everything seemed to be going great. And but now I'm debating if I should even bother reaching out or just let it go. But I need to know what happened. Like, why did it just drop off the earth?
Did you have plans and you went somewhere and she no-showed? Like, what are we talking about as far as, like, that's what happened? You're sitting at a restaurant by yourself?
Well, no, because I didn't hear from her at all. Like, during the entire day.
So she might not have. She might have gone.
I don't think. No, I highly doubt she went, because I was just trying to check in with her throughout the day and just make conversation or just verify where we're going or what's going on. Things like that, and just nothing. Didn't hear anything back from her. So
that's a good point you bring up, Johnjay, because I remember I was in college and I was dating this guy, and the worst. And I remember I had plans. Like, we had plans to hang out on Wednesday. And I had been texting him leading up to Wednesday, and he wasn't getting back to me. And then I saw him on Wednesday. He's like, I told you I would see you on Wednesday. And I was like, bro, you didn't text me back. Like, I'm calling you. Like, you're not getting back to me. He's like, well, I told you I would see you on Wednesday, and it's Wednesday, and I see you. And I was like, dude, middle fingers up. Like, bye.
That's
like,
annoying.
So annoying.
Well,
But,
it's
like, you
funny,
do
too.
have a good point, John Jay.
My wife and I are going to dinner with some friends on Thursday at like 5:30, and I'm the one making the plans with my friend. And the last conversation we had was about 2 weeks ago. We already picked the date. It's this Thursday. And the last place was like, where do you want to go? And neither one of us has picked anything yet, right? So I don't feel like responding. So what happens?
You know that it's not going to happen?
No, because I don't want to have to call the restaurant or call somebody I know to get a table.
Yeah, but if you don't solidify the plans, they probably won't happen, right?
Right. But what happens if they don't happen? Do we just like... I'll just go to a random restaurant and go, you didn't show up.
But in this case, you know, they may have had a restaurant picked, and you might be right, John Jay. Maybe she did just show up.
Or
and
maybe
was
she had a
there.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
And was like,
regretted it.
oh, I can't actually go meet this
It
guy.
went too far.
Like maybe she was having fun on the app.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, let's call her. You said her name's Bailey. We're going to get her on the phone. We're going to find out why she's blowing you off, okay?
Bailey bailed.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks.
All right, second date update continues next with Johnjay and Rich. Johnjay and Rich. We got Gabriel, who made plans to go out with Bailey, going back and forth and made the plans, and then it just stopped, right? Gabriel, she just stopped text. Like, what was the last text?
We were kind of just like, good night the night before, and like, again, confirming the day, right? Can't wait to see you tomorrow. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah, can't wait. And then the next day, nothing. No response, no answer, no text, no anything.
Fascinating. This is fascinating. All right, we're going to get her on the phone and find out why she's blowing you off. Hold on.
Hello?
Hi, is Bailey there?
This is she.
Hey, my name's Peyton. I'm with Johnjay and Rich, and we just wanted to talk to you on the radio quickly about something if you got time.
Sure.
Hey, Bailey, we do a thing on our show sometimes where we talk to people that went out on dates and had great times, and they thought there'd be a second date or a third date. It doesn't happen, and we try to get to the bottom of it, right? Are you following me here so far, Bailey?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay, we have something like that involves you. The problem is there was never a first date. So we're trying to figure out where did things go wrong before even the date started.
Uh-huh.
And we're talking about a date you were supposed to go on with a guy named Gabriel. What happened?
I'm sorry, he's asking, why I, ghosted him?
Yes. Oh, so you admit it. You ghosted him. Yes. What happened?
I mean, I'm sorry, I can't believe he's even serious. Men these days, does he really think I could just drop everything and magically show up for a date when I have a 4-year-old at home? He knew I was a mom, and not once did he ask if I needed help with the sitter. Not once did he ask to cover it, nothing. Do you guys just assume, babysitters grow on trees?
Oh.
So you ghosted him because he didn't pay for you to have a babysitter for your date? Or offer, at least?
I was waiting for him to show me that he, actually understood what dating means, but, he didn't. So, yeah, when the date came, I didn't go. Because if he wasn't thinking about me now, what does that say about the future? And honestly, if he doesn't get it, I don't have the energy to explain it to him.
So let me get this straight. You ghosted me because I didn't offer to pay for a babysitter?
Okay. Whoa. All right. Way to dumb it down. I ghosted you because you didn't even think about it. You asked me out knowing I have a 4-year-old, but somehow you thought my biggest challenge would be picking out a cute outfit?
I mean, yeah, I just figured that,
that I'd magically pull a babysitter out of thin air. That I just eat the cost of one so I could sit across from you at dinner. Come on, Gabriel. I already pay for daycare, food, clothes, everything for my kid. So, yeah, if a guy wants my time, I need him to get that, and it takes effort on my end, too.
Okay, but you could have just told me that was, the issue, I would have helped. But you didn't say anything.
See, that's the problem right there. I shouldn't have to spell it out for you. Like, a guy who actually understands what dating a mom means, he would have thought about this before I had to bring it up.
I think this is very valid. I've never thought about this before until right now.
But I kind of feel like if he doesn't have kids, you do kind of have to spell it out for him.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
he doesn't know. I mean, that, like, it is a really difficult thing to get and find a babysitter. But it's like, you don't want him to find that babysitter. Would you trust that babysitter? I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
I think pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, to offer it. But, like, if you're not even giving an inkling, like, he doesn't know, maybe your mom doesn't watch your kid or something. You know what I mean? Like, you have to.
You wouldn't know to say that. So our second date update, today's second date update could be used as a information, a PSA to guys out there dating moms. And maybe moms right now are listening going, what a relief. What way to go, Bailey. Way to get that message out there. But, I mean, I'm assuming you've been through this a few times where you finally got so frustrated. You're like, I'm not going to deal with this Gabriel guy.
Well, yeah. Well, and, like, some people get it, right? And, like, I just want somebody who's going to be showing me, like, a little more effort. Mm-hmm. And it just shows that, like, yeah, he's clearly never dated a mom, that it didn't even occur to him to be like, oh, like, who watches, your kid when you're out and about?
Well, you said it, though.
Like,
if he's never dated a mom, then he doesn't know, really. So I wonder, and he just said, I'd be happy to offer it. I think you got to give him a little bit of a pass, and maybe you got to kind of tell him, hey, this is different. This is different territory that we're in now. Yeah. He sounds like he's down with it.
Yeah, so that's it? No second chance? Like, you're really just kind of done over this?
Well, yeah, you're not. You could none of you could get this, and it's just you probably wouldn't get a lot of things later. And honestly, I don't have time to train a man to be thoughtful. And, like, honestly, like, no hard feelings, Gabriel, but you had your shot.
Dang.
Maybe what Bailey should be looking for is, like, someone who does have kids, who gets the plight, who understands that life. Because it does change. It changes quite a bit once you have kids. But, yeah, it's probably just not a good match right now for you, too.
So I just got to take this L?
Yeah.
You should have just invited the kid along on your date.
Oh, God.
Why would you do that?
Hey, I'm your dad.
A little soon for that.
I think that's
Pull up on a motorcycle.
I mean, honestly, I just think Gabriel maybe shouldn't date a girl that has kids. Yeah. Because
you got to learn.
You don't have to worry about it.
Well, maybe this will be his learning, but it's not going to be Bailey.
God forbid something ever happens and I'm single and I go out with a woman that's got kids, hey, you got kids? You want me to pay for the babysitter? Is that how you do it? That's what you do, right?
I mean, maybe.
I'll pay for the babysitter.
Yeah, I mean,
will there be sex at the end of this date?
I think it depends on the conversation, though, right? Like, if you're talking to someone, you're like, oh, yeah, I'd love to go out, but I do have to find a sitter. Might take me a while. I'll let you know if I'm available. Like, I think that's the perfect opportunity to say, hey, I got you on the babysitter.
Does the guy have to pay for you to get your hair done and all that stuff, too?
If you want me, yeah.
No.
Really?
That's a little different.
No, not really, but different. Yeah, some girls are like that. Some girls want the hair done and the makeup done and the nails done and for their man to pay for that. It's different for everyone.
Hey, listen, it's no second date, though, right? Is that what you're saying, Bailey? No second date?
Yeah, no second date, but no hard feelings.
Okay. Gabriel, got it?
Yeah, I get lesson learned, I guess.
All right. Thanks for going on the air with us, you guys. 877-937-1047. That's second date update. It's Johnjay and Rich.
I wanna be next to you.
People are fired up about this second date update. Tessa, good morning. What's up? Go ahead.
Johnjay, I am so freaking pissed right now. I cannot even. Who does Bailey think she is? Seriously? I feel so sorry for Gabriel. I mean, what a decent guy. What does she expect him to do? Pay her, like, trash bill? Pay for everything? Like, he should, like, just take care of her because he wants to take her out for a date. Are you freaking kidding me? This is what the problem is with men, and they think, I'm taking a nice lady out, and it's just, I'm so mad right now.
Fired up is right.
That's the problem with men?
I cannot even contain how I'm, like, seriously shaking here in traffic. I'm so mad right now.
Okay, but who are you mad at? Are you mad at Gabriel or are you mad at
No, Gabriel is, oh my God, he's a saint.
Right.
That poor guy. I feel so bad bad for him.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, you can't be mad at somebody for not knowing what they don't know. If you expect them to pay, you should say something. And then let him decide. Because he might go like, well, hey, I don't want to have to pay for your babysitter. I'm not the kid's dad. If you want to go out, figure it out. He could say that, but she didn't give him the option.
No, she didn't. She is like a whole other level of delulu and crazy. I mean, she is just, I look at her as a woman that she just gives a bad name to those that are trying to find a nice guy to date and who are parents, because I have 5 kids. The first thing you do is you tell a guy, you know, I have children. But if you're looking to go out, you're not expecting them to fit the bill for your babysitter, for their kid's food for the night. What does she want him to do? Do her, dry cleaning as well? Him put gas in my car to get me there?
I know, that all depends on how hot she is, I think.
Wow. Okay.
Wait, Tessa, you said you're frustrated listening to us in traffic. Where exactly are you? I'm trying to get a visual so I can, I want to see things through your eyes. Where are you? What freeway are you on?
I was on Grand Avenue. I just got off because I'm so mad. The people next to me were looking at me, and I think they were concerned because I was, screaming.
All right, Tessa, thank you so much for listening. Drive safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Lindsay.
Hi.
Go ahead. Your thoughts on second date update.
Hi, I am with her. I'm with her 100%. I, too, am a single mom of 2 kids. And a first date is for 2 people to go and get to know each other. You both need to be interested and invested. No one owes the other one anything. It is insane for her to think that he should pay for her babysitter. That's her job. Make yourself free. And if you do make yourself free and tell someone you're available, it's rude on your part to ghost them. Period. Point blank. He doesn't owe you anything. If you don't want to meet somebody unless they pay your bills for everything, that's what you need to be upfront about. That's where you're clueless, not him. This is a you issue, Bailey. No one else.
Yeah.
Plenty of us just want to have a nice time with a nice guy and don't expect anything. If it moves forward, that's a conversation to have. A first date is to get to know each other. You don't owe each other jack. That's ridiculous.
Fair enough.
I agree with you.
Fair.
Man, thanks. I love your passion, Lindsay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Donna, good morning. You're on the air.
I just want to say, Gabriel, you dodged a huge red flag. Team Gabriel all the way, as a single mom myself.
Okay. Thanks, Donna.
I wouldn't expect someone to, do that on the first date.
Yeah. Drive safe. Good morning. Johnjay Rich can I help you.
Fair enough.
Oh, I wanted to respond. I wanted to respond to the second update.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say, too, I totally disagree with the caller that she expected her date to pay for her baby, babysitter. I think that's ridiculous, first of all. That's something you need to do with your baby dad and yourself or a family member. That's not someone who's coming into the picture for the first time to take responsibility of that. And then, second, to throw out that she already pays for daycare and her child's clothing and her care. Girl, that's your baby. That is your child, your responsibility. This is not your baby daddy you're talking to. Take that all out on him.
Very true. Very true. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Stephanie, hi.
Hi. So, as a single mom, not once did I ever expect a guy to pay for my kid, childcare, daycare, or to go on a date, not even to help pay for it. No, that's your responsibility if you're dating. No.
You're right.
That's ridiculous.
Poor Gabriel.
I think we're with you, Stephanie. Thank you. Candy, good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
So I started out as a single mother. I am actually married to the man that I was with when she was very young. And I would have never, in my wildest dreams, asked him to pay for a babysitter. If I wanted to go out, I wanted to go out. I pay for it. I get dressed. I do all that on my own because I'm a single mother. I am independent. I take care of what I need to take care of.
Heck yeah.
Wasn't it interesting, too? It's not like Gabriel was resistant. He even said, if that's important to you, let's do that. And she shut him down again. So there must have just not been enough magic between the two of them.
I also kind of feel like there must have been some sort of trauma from a different relationship where she was just totally misunderstood as a single mom, where it's like there are people who don't realize, these kids are going to be important to me. These kids are going to be my number one priority. So I kind of felt like maybe in a relationship she had before, that person didn't understand that.
It was unusually hostile.
Yeah,
towards him.
yeah.
When Kyle just said there must have been some trauma.
Very unreasonable.
When Kyle said there must have been some trauma, I was like, oh, there must have been some magic in that old top hat they found. Was when they turned it on and began to dance around.
Authentic adult ADHD in full bloom right there.
You know what, here's a suggestion, because every phone line is ringing right now. This could be our Afterwards podcast today. We will continue to address this issue on our Afterwards podcast. So feel free to call 877-937-1047. And we drop the podcast today. You'll be on it. That's what we'll do. We're going to get some entertainment news coming up next. Johnjay and Rich.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
We've all done it. You see a headline but don't have time to read the whole story, or there's so much news you're not sure what is worth your time. I'm Colby Ekowitz, co-host of Post Reports, the weekday afternoon podcast from The Washington Post. Post Reports brings you what's relevant and revealing. Breaking stories, politics, wellness, culture. Each episode goes beyond a headline for the context you need. Find Post Reports now, wherever you're listening.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include a lot more people than ourselves. Loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, we help plan your financial picture with the bigger picture in mind. Because even though our business is helping guide your finances, our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
It's a part of the show this morning? No worries. It's all there on iHeartRadio. Just search the Johnjay and Rich On-Demand podcast. Always free on iHeartRadio.
Lots of passion about Second Ed Update, so we're addressing it on our Afterwards podcast. So if you still have comments, you could be on our podcast. Right now, though, we're going to get to some entertainment news. I keep hearing about Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner, and I think it's a paparazzi ploy. But what do you think?
I hope it's not. Because Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck, they've got kids together. They broke up. He had substance abuse problems, which was the main reason what ended their relationship. But through all the drama, through all the new relationships in between, they have remained really incredible co-parents. Like, they've showed up to the games together. They've showed up to the events together, and they've made nice for the kids. And that's something that I feel like I've completely respected. Now, lately, after his latest breakup with Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck has been seen hanging out with Jennifer Garner and, like, with the kids and without the kids. And I'm kind of like, I'm for it. Like, I think if they could, like, you know, like, realize that all that stuff in between was to get them to the point where they need to be now, and then they end up together, I think that would be such a beautiful thing. So the rumor is they are exploring that once again, but obviously it's just a rumor at this point.
So speaking of kids, Casey Anthony's back in the news. I sent you. Did you get my DM? I sent you this yesterday. You were the first person I thought of. I sent you this yesterday. Casey Anthony, if you remember, she was famous for what?
Allegedly killing her child.
Right.
Yeah. She actually launched a TikTok. And in that first post, she made it very clear that she isn't just launching a TikTok. She's relaunching herself to the world.
I feel that it's necessary, if I'm going to continue to operate appropriately as a legal advocate, that I start to advocate for myself and also advocate for my daughter. For those of you who don't know, my name is Casey Anthony. My daughter is Kaylee Anthony. My parents are George and Cindy Anthony. This is not about them. This is not in response to anything that they have said or done. That's not to say that I'm not going to respond at some point to some of the things that they have said and done. The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself.
She intends on assisting individuals facing legal challenges and sharing her insights on related topics. She says she's been in the legal field since 2011, so she gets it. She gets why people may not may have that wall up with her, and that's what she's going to address at first, getting the elephant out of the room.
She sounds like a sociopath when she talks.
Well,
She's so
because she
disconnected.
is a sociopath. When I saw Casey Anthony pop up on my TikTok feed, I seriously had to do a double check. I was like, is this seriously Casey Anthony on my TikTok right now? And I sat there and I was like, last time she came on the internet, she got ran out, and I'm 100% sure she's going to be on her way out soon because people do not like her, and we absolutely dropped the ball on that case.
Well, did you guys catch, it's like, my daughter is Kaylee Anthony? It's like, she, you killed her.
And she dismissed the whole thing.
And so
blew right past it.
After I saw that TikTok video too, of course, everybody's going back and rediscovering all the files, all of this stuff. So now there's all these TikToks of Casey Anthony and Kaylee Anthony, and it's heartbreaking.
It's kind of
so hard to watch.
That's great for you for rebuilding your life, and people can be rehabilitated and whatever, but I don't think the public needs to hear from you in that fashion.
We don't want to hear from you, Casey
I don't think
Anthony.
the public needs you as an influencer.
Go back to the hole you came from, please.
Speaking of the public, what's going on with Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things?
This is wild, and I feel really bad for her. If you've seen Millie Bobby Brown lately, she looks different than when she was on Stranger Things. She's also 10 years older? Right. She's seen a lot of different articles that have criticized and broken her down and completely trashed what she looks like, and she's had it. And so she posted this long, I think it was almost a 3-minute video slamming the media and slamming people who have posted these stories about her.
This isn't journalism. This is bullying. The fact that adult writers are spending their time dissecting my face, my body, my choices is disturbing. And the fact that some of these articles are written by women makes it even worse. I refuse to apologize for growing up. I refuse to make myself smaller to fit the unrealistic expectations of people who can't handle seeing a girl become a woman. I will not be shamed for how I look, how I dress, or how I present myself.
How does she look? Are they talking
She looks older. I mean, she looks like she's 20.
Yeah, right, but the pictures I saw that I thought she was I thought it was for a movie role where she looks like someone's aunt. Have you seen the memes?
Well, that's what they've been talking to her about. They called it her mom makeover or something like that.
I thought it was for a movie.
No, she's just, that girl
is hanging out.
That woman is married. She has a life. We need to get off Millie Bobby Brown's back. But also, who's the actress that isn't wearing any makeup right now?
Pamela Anderson.
Okay, Pamela Anderson, and they're doing compare and contrast from Pamela Anderson to what's her name?
Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown, and they're taking the comments, and both of the comments are Pamela Anderson is aging like milk, and then it's the same comment for Millie Bobby Brown. And it's you either don't wear the makeup and you're getting slammed for not wearing the makeup, or you do wear the makeup and you're getting slammed for wearing the makeup. We never win here.
Yeah, and I think part of the beginning of what she said in her post was everyone, for some reason, whatever reason, expects me to continue and always look like what I looked like when I was introduced to the world as a child. Right. And I'm not a kid anymore. And people actually do morph as they get older, and we shouldn't be so harsh on that.
Yeah, and honestly, if she still looked like 11 from Stranger Things, people would be grow up, girl, it's time to give it up.
You can't win.
Yeah, you can't
never
win.
It's Johnjay Rich. The other day I was telling you about my friend that was hanging out with Kevin Costner, right? And how I said, I can't believe he didn't invite me. And then he said, come with us tonight. And then I said, no, right? Rich's wife was at the table, and she experienced something. She has a different point of view of this story. So I thought it'd be cool. Can you pick up my friend Kevin, Rich?
Yeah.
Hello, Kevin?
Yes.
Listen, I know you don't want to kiss and tell, and that's fine. I don't want to get into all the details of you hanging out with Kevin Costner. That's totally fine. But I do want to reiterate that you did invite me to go with you, correct?
That is correct.
And I said, what did I say?
You said, whoa, way too late. I'm going home.
Right. Okay.
Which we were what is wrong with you?
Right.
Okay. Now, Rich's wife was at the table, and she experienced a different point of view, which I thought was really interesting. And so Rich's wife, Stacy's on the line. Good morning, Stacy.
Good morning.
What was your perception of that whole conversation between my friend Kevin Rowe and me talking about Kevin Costner?
Well, your friend Kevin was being really polite, inviting you to go hang with him and Kevin Costner. But I think secretly he did not want you to go.
Which I feel could be an accurate assessment.
Possibility.
And a smart move on Kevin Rowe's point, because he knew you'd probably say no, but he still got credit for the invite.
Right.
And so all he has to do is push back the arrival time because he knows it's going to be too late for you. And then he doesn't have to share his new celebrity friend, but you still get the credit for the invite.
Kevin, your thoughts?
First of all, Stacey, you're so correct. I'm just playing.
Because you knew Kevin Costner and I would hit it off, be best friends. I probably have him on the air right now instead of Kevin Rowe.
That would
But like,
be better.
according to Stacey's theory, like Johnjay, if you would have said yes to going hanging out with Kevin Rowe and Kevin Costner at 9:30, I feel like Kevin Rowe would be like, actually, we're meeting up at 10:30, just to keep pushing
And I
it
still
back.
would have been there.
And you would have been miserable the whole time.
And so
Johnjay,
she's
let me tell you this.
What?
Let me tell you this, buddy. You got me, because when I left you at 9:30, I text the crew and they're like, "We're still over here at this restaurant. Come by and meet us. We have a whole seafood tower." I'm like, "I already ate." So text me when you guys are going over to the nightclub or whatever, to the club. And they text me at like 10:15. I was like, "Nah, it's already too late. I'm not going."
So you didn't even go? You didn't even
But
go.
he hung out with Kevin Costner the night before, so he got his Kevin Phil.
Yeah. And so Stacey is almost like, I think you were very conniving with this, because Stacey was like, to me, she seems like the villain peeking beyond the curtain and go, he needs to go to this thing. She was egging you on, John.
She was egging me on.
Well, yeah, if I may. Okay, here was my perception of it. I thought I saw true fear in Kevin Rowe. I really did. I thought that he was like, no way do I want Johnjay to go with me. But I thought, how great would it be if Johnjay did go? So I just said to Johnjay, wouldn't it be great for you to talk about meeting Kevin Costner on the show? And Johnjay's like, I think it's actually more fun if I just don't go and, explain that I'm tired. And I'm like, no, that is not more fun, first of all. And second of all, you cannot show pictures of you not going on Instagram. So don't you want to show a picture of you and Kevin Costner on Instagram? And that piqued Johnjay's interest a little. And that is when I looked over at Kevin Rowe, and he looked terrified.
Well, I posted the picture.
I had them right where I wanted them.
I posted the picture of Kevin Rowe and Kevin Costner, but Kevin apparently wanted to stay anonymous, so I put a big smiley face over Kevin Rowe's face.
You know what else this means is I was on stage that whole time. You guys were paying attention. Well, that's doing
Not at all. Nobody was paying attention.
I was working my butt off up there.
What?
I was sleeping over a hot teleprompter.
I didn't even know you were up there.
All right, Kevin and Stacey, thank you both for jumping on. You guys are a hoot. Let's all go to dinner.
Yeah.
The three of you. All right.
9:30.
Lerner and Rowe, by the way. Lerner and Rowe.
9:30 on Friday.
What's Kevin, how about the phone number? Let's give Lerner and Rowe a little love.
You know it, buddy. Give it to me.
I told
977.
Yeah, 1900. I told Kevin Rowe, get the phone and put on selfie mode and make a video so Kevin Costner can be in your TV commercial. Somehow get him to talk about something.
He's got to have a lawsuit going on of some type.
All right, let's not talk about it, Kevin. I know you want to stay on.
No, he doesn't want to be that guy.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you, man. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Bye, Stacey. Bye, Kevin Rowe.
Bye.
Take care.
Girl, I like you. I do.
Johnjay Rich. I just picked up this call and they said they had a question for Kyle. Hello, are you there?
I'm here.
What's your name?
My name is Sonia.
You had a question for Kyle Unfug?
I just wanted to tell her something really quick.
What's up?
Hi, Kyle.
Hi.
My daughter's the one that waited on you last night.
Oh my gosh, she was so nice. She had a big job. There was I think 10 of us at the restaurant.
She just thought you were so sweet and kind and so beautiful.
Oh, that's very nice.
That
Well,
is
that's how I
kind.
felt about her. She was very sweet. She was so nice to our whole group, which I know how it is as a server, seeing a big giant group come in. They can always be kind of a pain. And she was just the perfect
Okay.
one.
Sonia, where does your daughter work?
At Peter Jungle.
Oh, no, Kyle's at Buca de Beppo.
Oh, my gosh. Peter Jungle's so good. Okay, Sonia, you'll have to ask your daughter this question for me because when Kyle told the story how she was out with her girlfriends and all of their drinks got comped, even though they were like lemonades and Cokes or whatever, does your daughter do that just to get like a bigger tip? Because I feel like anytime a server like comps my drinks, I'm like, that was nice of you. Now I'm going to add the $3.50 that I would have paid for the drink towards her tip.
No, she doesn't know. She's just a sweetheart like that.
I
And
love
actually, Peyton, you know my daughter. You went to high school with her, I think.
Oh, you know what? She was saying that she knows Brandy.
Oh, yeah? What's your daughter's name?
Madison Pope.
Oh, my gosh. I totally know Madison. We went to middle school together as well. We went to Santan.
Yeah.
I totally remember her. That's so crazy.
Such a small world.
I would have loved to see Madison at Pita Jungle. I might have to get that address from you, Kyle, and go visit her.
You should. It's the one on Dobson.
It's on Dobson and Ray.
Oh, wow.
One of the one of like first two or three.
Yeah,
anyway.
well, you know what's crazy is we weren't even planning on going there. We were actually going to Valley Luna because that's like where we always go for our girls' nights is Valley Luna. In fact, we go there so much that my friend's fiance calls us the Lunatics. What's up? So we actually sat there and waited for a table for actually a little over an hour. And finally we were like, let's just go see if Pita Jungle has any spots open. And they did. So it was fate.
Now
meant to be.
The Pita Jungle Ticks.
It doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? But yeah.
Sonia, thanks for listening.
Yeah,
thanks for
tell
calling
her
in.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, guys.
You know what made me LOL? And this is behind the scenes. Like, we do this thing every night. Everyone on the show participates and throws things on this Google Doc about what's going on in our lives. We can talk about stuff. And Kyle went on and on about your dad. Right?
He's talking about at the very end.
Yeah, the very end.
Well, I just throw because my dad's in town. He's staying for the month of March, so he's going to stay one week with my sister, 1 week with me, 1 week with my other sister, and he got in town this past weekend, but it's my other sister's week. But I'm I still want to see him, right? So I called him yesterday and I was like, how you guys spending your time today? You guys want to hang out? And they're like, we're just running errands. Do you want to meet us to run errands? I'm like, heck yeah, I do. So we went to Walmart, got some Band-Aids. My dad had never been to Shields and he wanted a new wallet. He wanted one of those Ridge wallets and they have them there. And I was like, you've never been to Shields. Just wait till you see Shields.
Disneyland.
Yeah. And so we went there just mundane. And then we went and got some soup at La Madeleine. And it was just sort of this regular everyday thing, but it was my dad doesn't live in town. So to be able to do that with him was such a treat to me that I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. And as I'm typing it out, I'm realizing we just ran errands. This is probably not that exciting in real life.
Not momentous. No, you said something as I'm writing this, I realize this probably isn't that exciting.
Just in my mind. It was really exciting for me, but probably not that exciting of a story to hear hey guys, we went to Walmart.
Soup.
By the way, we need a contestant. We got a pair of passes to Rolling Loud, California, March 15th to 16th, Hollywood Park grounds. Rolling Loud, California is back featuring performances by A$AP Rocky, Playboy Cardi, Peso Pluma, and so many more artists. So call us at 877-937-1047. Right now to play. You're going to play a game. You know how I always say it's the little things in life that matter, and I think those things, spending time with your dad, are the things you're going to remember forever.
Yeah.
Especially, for someone like me, my dad's not here, and I would love to take my dad to Shields and Walmart and buy him a wallet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's it's silly, really, just running errands, but it's going to be a treasured memory, really.
So it was you and how many sisters?
For what?
Hanging out with your dad?
Me and one other sister.
Okay. Where were those sisters? Oh, because they were out of town, too.
No, well, the other sister that lives in town, she had plans. She was like,
did you take selfies? Having so much fun with Dad without you.
No. That'd just be mean.
You got to be the favorite, though, right? Got to be.
I don't know. I have some pretty cool siblings.
Yeah, that's true.
So I can see if they were the faves,
Your
too.
fam's all pretty great.
We're getting a contestant to patch through. Meanwhile, today's second hit update was pretty out of control, a lot of passion, and so
lot of passion.
Our Afterwards podcast is going to have all your calls, and maybe we'll throw a second hit update in the podcast. A bunch of other things going to be in the podcast. We have our normal podcast, our on-demand podcast, which is this show after it gets off the air, which, by the way, is the #1 podcast in Phoenix. Thank you very much for listening. Of all podcasts. And I don't know where Afterwards falls in there somewhere.
I would say it's number 1. It's not number 1, but we're number 1.
Peyton, you're hosting the game?
Yeah, we're going to play a game that I like to call Switcharoo.
Yo, mic check. Yeah, I heard he got that hot new thing. It's called Switch. Let's get it going.
Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I am going to give you guys the opposite of the movie title that I am looking for. So, for example, if I were to give you the movie Up, I would ask you to answer the question down.
Okay,
You get what I'm
Tiara.
saying?
Is it Tiara? Tiara? How do you say her name? Tiara?
Tiara.
She's our contestant.
All right, Tiara, you got to put your thinking cap on because some of these are tricky, but they're fun. And I feel like you can get them because Rolling Loud, that's a big deal. And I'm rooting for you. Johnjay, we're going to start with you, okay? Get your mind into the little Gen Z mind of mine. Your movie is called Sad Hands.
I want to say The Brutalist, but I think it's Happy Feet.
Yes, good job, Johnjay. I love that movie growing up. Happy Feet was so cute. Okay, Richie.
Yo.
Your title is Dream on Maple Avenue.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Johnjay.
Wrong. Johnjay for the steal.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Correct. You get a half a point if you steal.
Look at the bright side. Your immediate thought is something positive and happy.
That's true.
Miracle on 34th Street. That's beautiful. Mine was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Every night.
If there's ever a segment of the show that you need to know the difference between you and me, there you go.
There it
Very
is.
telling.
Yeah, when somebody says to Johnjay, the worst thing that I could imagine happen, Johnjay's like, I can imagine way worse things.
Yep. Facts. All right, Kyle, we move over to you. Your movie title is Losing Marlin.
Losing, so it'd be finding a fish. What's the opposite of a marlin? A fish.
Think about
finding
it. Come on,
Finding
dude.
Nemo.
Yes, Kyle. But that good job. Marlin is his dad. Finding Marlin.
Okay.
No, I'm with Kyle's thinking. You're right. But you also have to put yourself in the mind of Peyton.
It's what
Which I did. I got there. I got there eventually.
And guess what, Kyle? You get a point. Yes. Okay, Tiara, moving on to you. Your movie title is Slow and Calm.
What is it?
Slow and Calm.
Slow and calm.
Slow and Calm. SLOW and CALM.
Calm. Oh, I do not know what.
Anybody want to help
I'm going to
Tiara?
help her. I'll buzz in.
We all will.
Yes. Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Fast and
Furious.
Oh, I thought it was Fast and Curious.
No, Fast and Furious. It's okay, Tiara. You still have round 2 to redeem yourself. Johnjay, your movie title in all caps is Yup.
Is what?
Yup.
Yup.
Mm-hmm. In all caps.
Yup. That would be no. Nah. Nope.
Close.
Nope.
Nope is correct.
Nope.
The Jordan Peele movie. Good job, Johnjay. Taking it away with 2.5 points right now. Rich, this is a new Netflix movie. Yes, Soft Emotions.
Say that again?
Yes, Soft Emotions.
Yes, Soft Emotions. It's a movie on Netflix.
Stars Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, man. So it's got to be no soft emotions, no hard feelings.
Yes, Richie, on the board. Way to work it out. All right, Kyle, moving on to you. This one might be hard, but I feel like you can do it because you like your cartoon movies. Tiny Heart.
Tiny Heart. Big black hole. Okay.
It's a movie, and I think Will Ferrell's in it.
Okay. Tiny Heart. Big, huge, large.
It's a kids movie. Tiny Heart.
Big Daddy.
No. Does anyone else have it in their head?
Megamind.
Megamind. Johnjay taking it away. Isn't Will Ferrell in that movie?
Yes,
that is
such a good movie.
In Peyton's mind.
Is that okay?
You can't go logic with these games.
No, you can't.
You have to put yourself
I'm
in
trying
Peyton's
to
mind.
go logic.
You got to dismiss the logic.
You're going the way that you should play the game.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
But tiny, and then mega, and then heart, and then mind.
Yeah,
It makes sense.
Sure.
Okay, Tiara, you have the chance to win the game. This is going to be plus 3 points, but you got to get it right to win these tickets, okay? Okay. Your movie title is Illegally Brunette.
Oh, Legally Blonde.
Yeah! Tiara! Good job, Tiara. took it away with that
All
last
right,
one,
Tara.
+3.
You're going to go to Rolling Loud. Congratulations.
Yay!
Hold on the line. Kyle, let's go to 3 things we need to know.
I will tell you a huge change that is being made to an iconic TV show next with Johnjay and Rich.
Good morning. Wake up every morning. Start your day with Johnjay and Rich.
I wake up with my favorite artist.
Hey, this is Sabrina Carpenter.
What's up, guys? This is Post Malone.
It's Benson Boone, and you're waking up with Johnjay and Rich.
Johnjay and Rich. Kyle's got 3 things we need to know. What do you got?
Peppa Pig is big in our house. I'd say it's a pretty iconic TV show. It is getting a new character, and Mummy Pig herself made the announcement.
I'm excited to share that our family is getting even bigger because we're having another baby. I'm due in the summer and we're all so excited.
Peppa Pig is getting a baby sibling, and this is going to change the show. My kids are freaking out. You guys don't have young kids right now, but this is huge news, okay?
In my experience with my favorite TV shows, whenever they had a sibling, it ruined the show.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be really great because, I think getting a baby sibling can be, confusing to kids.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked Peppa to have a baby sibling when I had Easton because Addie had a real hard time with it.
Just telling you, famous shows, Scrappy-Doo.
Yeah.
Oliver.
Yeah.
And then
Pretty
he brought
much.
in Leonardo DiCaprio in Growing Pains.
Family Ties. They had a baby too later, and then the whole Thunder show ends.
Oh, no. Well, I think Peppa Pig can overcome that trend. This is pretty fantastic news. Experts are saying the worst flu season in more than a decade may have already reached its peak. The CDC says flu activity has slowed over the last 2 weeks, so maybe we are on the other end of it and we can see the light at the end of the flu tunnel. This was pretty fascinating to me. They found that trying too hard to be happy may actually be making you miserable. A study found that actively pursuing happiness actually drains your mental energy, leaving you with less willpower for other important tasks and decisions. They said rather than striving for maximum happiness in your life, start accepting your current emotions and just appreciating what you already have. And that may actually lead to a better well-being. That may lead to the happiness that you're so hardly trying to find. There's that phrase, right, that says the secret to having everything in life is knowing you already do. And that's 3 things you need to know.
What are you looking for in a new smart TV? 4K picture quality, high quality and immersive sound, a sleek design? All of those are givens, but only the new Roku Pro series has all of those and the Roku streaming experience, an award-winning OS. Get fast, easy access to all your apps like iHeart, where you can stream all your favorite music, radio, and podcasts all day, and regular all-inclusive trips to Roku City. The new Roku Pro series, a smart TV built by the streaming pros.
There's an efficient way to get caught up on a lot of news. It's called The 7 from The Washington Post. It's a newsletter and podcast. Whether you're reading or hit play, you get 7 stories you need to know, and you can consume it all in just a few minutes. The 7 is out every weekday morning by 7 a.m. Eastern. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'm one of the writers, and I host the show. Find The 7 podcast wherever you're listening. The newsletter link is waiting for you in the show notes.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include a lot more people than ourselves. Loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, we help plan your financial picture with the bigger picture in mind. Because even though our business is helping guide your finances, our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.